What's good? It's your boy Jay, that's me. Let's get into Smackdown from January the 10th, 2025. Not a good show. Smackdown continues to be boring. I don't know what Triple H is doing, but he needs to realize that this is WrestleMania season and these Raw and Smackdown shows have got to hit. This show just was not a good show. I was bored for most of it, and that's not good. Again, we are 3 weeks away until the Royal Rumble, and he's just putting on these run-of-the-mill basic shows, and that's just not good. He has to do better. So we kick the show off with Paul Heyman. He comes out. He talks about how there's only one tribal chief finally, that being Roman Reigns. He's the only undisputed tribal chief. So Paul Heyman says that Roman has acknowledged him to let everyone know that what he intends to accomplish next. Paul Heyman says he's not going to just share this with everyone watching at home or there tonight. He wants to share this with one person in particular, and that individual is one Cody Rhodes. So Cody Rhodes comes out. Paul Heyman tells Cody that he has done something very few men in this business have done, and that's earned the respect of Roman Reigns. Paul says that he's respected him ever since Cody was a little boy. The fans have every reason in the world to respect him. And he's not, and he is a credit not to just WWE Smackdown, but to WWE in its entirety. So, Paul Heyman continues to put Cody over. And then he says, now that Roman Reigns has his Ulafala back, Roman wants his title back. And Paul Heyman says that Roman's going to enter in the Men's Royal Rumble. Nice. So this is interesting. And then he says, he asks Cody what he wants to talk about respectively. So Cody was about to speak, but it's interrupted by that sack of garbage, Kevin Owens. So Kevin Owens says that he's actually in the crowd, in the stands, and he says he would like to talk about how when he just thought Cody couldn't get any worse, it actually does. He says because on Raw, Cody shook The Rock's hand, and now he's shaking hands with Paul Heyman. Kevin Owens tells him that 30 seconds after he shakes his hand, Paul Heyman tells him that Roman wants his title back and that that's Cody's fault. He said that he should have let the bloodline rip Roman to shreds, but Cody didn't let him do that. So then Cody dips out of the ring, and then KO and Cody, they brawl. And then the bloodline, they show up, minus Solo Sikoa and Tamaloa. So it's just Dick Fatu and Tama Tonga. So they show up. They're about to attack Paul Heyman. And then Jimmy Uso, he makes the save. Him and Jacob Fatu, they brawl. And then Cody comes out to help Jimmy. And then they take out Jacob Fatu. And then Cody, That's basically how the segment ends. My bad. I thought there was something else, but there wasn't. But that's how we start the show off. This is fine, but I don't care about this bloodline stuff anymore. I just don't. Especially Solo's bloodline. And so, from what it seems like they are going to excommunicate Solo from the bloodline, the new bloodline Wolfpack or bloodline NWO, if you will. So that should be interesting, but this was okay. First match of the night, Chelsea Green defeats Michin with the help of Piper Niven to retain her WWE, to retain her WWE Women's United States Championship. Okay, that's fine. This makes sense. What do you do with Michin going forward? I have no idea. She's been on both Raw and SmackDown, and she's also been on NXT. I'm guessing at this point you could make her like a producer or a coach or something like that, or something. I don't know. But this is fine. The match was okay too. Moving on. So we cut to a clip earlier on in the day that airs with all the tag teams on SmackDown arguing. That being Pretty Deadly, Los Garza, Mercy Machine Guns, and A-Town Down Under. So they talk about going to Raw, that being A-Town Down Under. And then a massive argument breaks out, and then Nick Aldis tells them all to calm down, and he's going to be making 2 sets of tag matches. It's going to be Legado del Fantasma versus Pretty Deadly, 2 heel teams, Los Garza, which is weird. And it's going to be Motor City Machine Guns versus Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. All right. Moving on. So this leads us into Los Garza, which is Angel and Humberto versus Pretty Deadly, Kit Wilson, and Elton Prince. Los Garza gets the win, which is great. Pretty Deadly, I said this before and I'll say it again. I would send them back down to NXT. It would make sense. You have to send either Los Garza, no, not just Los Garza, but you have to either send Legado del Fantasma as a whole back to NXT, or at least send Pretty Deadly down to NXT, because again, I still feel that there are going to be some NXT call-ups. We just don't know when the hell that shit's going to happen, but we'll have to wait and see. But you have to put some of these tag teams back down into NXT to replenish the talent that they're fixing to lose. And again, we have no idea when that will take place, but it's going to happen. Moving on. So this leads us into Shinsuke Nakamura versus LA Knight for the WWE United States Championship. It was a no contest because the Bloodline, they got involved, and they beat up LA Knight for closing the locker room door on Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. So, and then they beat up on Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. They beat up LA Knight, and then Cody Rhodes and Jimmy Uso, they come out to make the save. So Cody gets on the mic. He tells Nick Aldis to don't send them home. They're there. He and Jimmy are here, and then he asked to make them He asked them for a tag team match, and then Nick Aldis tells him that the match is on for the night. Okay, who cares about any of this? Moving on. Motor City Machine Guns, they defeat A-Town Down Under. At this point, just split up A-Town Down Under. Put Grayson Waller on Raw. Keep Austin Theory on SmackDown. Seriously. Because this shit is boring. It is what it is. I don't know what to say. I really don't. I really fucking don't. Moving on. So we cut to the back. So DIY, they're watching the match. So Pretty Deadly, they come in and they tell them that they have their backs. Kip Wilson tells them that they saved them last week, and then Ciampa gets angry. Gargano tells them that they'll get their tag team match, and then they walk away. So Apollo Crews comes in, who tells them that if they're dumb enough to believe that what DIY said, then they deserve everything coming their way. Okay. Again, I still think that Apollo Crews needs to be on NXT. This is the second week in a row he's not wrestled or done anything. I mean, he's just had backstage segments, but again, if Triple H does not have a concrete plan for certain guys and girls on his roster that he's using, put them in NXT. Again, if this transport portal is opened, which it is, they need to start sending some people back down to NXT. Especially if they aren't doing anything of note. And Apollo Crews and Los Garza and Pretty Deadly and others definitely fit that category. Moving on. So Nia Jax, she's backstage in her locker room with Candice LeRae. So LeRae tells Nia that she just saw Tiffany Stratton and she's headed towards the ring. So Nia says she wonders what Tiffany will say and that she should go congratulate her herself. All right. This leads us into Tiffany Stratton. So she comes out next. She's being introduced by Lillian Garcia. Byron Saxton's in the ring. So Byron Saxton gets in the ring and tells her that last week she shocked the world when she cashed in on Nia Jax and became the new WWE Women's Champion. So he congratulates her, and then she thanks him. Tiffany Stratton yells out, "It's Tiffy time." Tiffany said, "What a Tiffy time of events." She talks about how less than a year ago she made her debut on Smackdown at the young age of 25 years old. She's already better than all their favorites and is the new WWE Women's Champion. So Byron tells her that last week she and Nia were best of friends, but Nia bullied her. Tiffany says Nia didn't bully her. She befriended Nia and let Nia think she was a dumb blonde. And Nia let her guard down. And because of that, she stole her most prized possession, the WWE Women's Championship. And now she's on the tippy top of her game and put respect to her name. So Nia, she comes out. She calls Tiffany an ungrateful little slut. She says that she could kill Tiffany. She tells Tiffany she'd be nothing without her. She made Tiffany. And so Nia put Tiffany over. That she gave her credit that she had to put two brain cells together that she turned on her. So she tells Tiffany that she's done having her moment. So Nia says that Tiffany's time is up. So either give her the championship back or she'll take it from her. So then this brings out Bayley. She talks some garbage about Nia and Tiffany and how they were never friends and blah, blah, blah. Naomi does the same thing along with Bianca Belair. She's just there as a supporting cast member for whatever reason. So this all leads to a brawl. Tiffany takes all of them out with the prettiest moonsault ever. Nick Aldis comes out and then makes a fatal 4-way. And Bayley proceeds to win that fatal 4-way, and she's now the new number one contender. Okay, that makes no sense, but it is what it is. This was just a total waste of time and a clusterfuck. Why are we doing fatal 4-ways and triple threats? Enough's enough of that nonsense, please. So, I mean, it is what it is. And that match was long. This fatal 4-way was way too damn long. This thing went on for like a good 15, 20 minutes. No. Moving on. So we go backstage, Cody Rhodes is backstage. So Jimmy Uso comes in and tells him all this talk about Roman Reigns. But Cody cuts him off. Cody says he knew that was coming, but he'll see him out there tonight. So Cody walks away. So Carmelo Hayes comes in, who tells Jimmy last week it was 3-on-1. This week it's just them. It's just the two of them. He tells Jimmy that he let it slide, but he, Solo, and the guys are tapped in. Jimmy tells him, what's that line that he says? Carmelo tells him, Melo don't miss. Then he tells him, with all those bricks, he can build a house. And then he looks at Carmelo, and then he tells him, yeet, and then he walks away, which is pretty funny. So I guess he's talking about his grill or something like that. I don't know. Moving on. So Byron Saxton, he's backstage with Bayley. He tells her that her match against Tiffany Stratton is next week. Bayley tells him that her entire career has been chances and opportunities. She says she has known people like Tiffany her entire career, and she has wrestled Tiffany all year long, and Tiffany has never defeated her. All right, that should be fine, but do I care about it? No. Moving on. So Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga, they're backstage. So Jacob cut a promo about telling Cody Rhodes that this isn't Elm Street because his nightmare is here. Main event of the evening, Cody Rhodes and Jimmy Uso versus Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. So Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga, they win. Kevin Owens came out towards the end of the match, and him and Cody, they brawled. So Jimmy, he tried to fight valiantly, but he succumbed to the moonsault from Jacob Fatu for the 1-2-3. And then after the match, Cody and KO, they continue to fucking brawl, and they get on top of equipment crates, and they continue to brawl, and then Cody runs towards Kevin Owens, and both of them crash and burn through tables, and that was the show. I just didn't care about any of this shit. I really didn't. This was a real weak show, and Triple H and company should be ashamed of themselves. They're going into WrestleMania season. This was a very missable show. An extremely missable show. And this is just the second Smackdown of 2025. And it's not looking good. Again, we are on the road to WrestleMania. These Smackdowns have to hit. These Raws have to hit. I don't continue to understand why Triple H continues not to do shit. This was a very boring show. But it is what it is. But what did you guys think of SmackDown? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.